At 6:47 in the morning on February 17, 1940, Private Alexei Volkov walked into a forest that would kill him in 4 minutes. He did not know it yet. The temperature was negative 43 degrees Celsius, cold enough that breath froze in the air, cold enough that exposed skin turned black in minutes, cold enough that rifle bolts jammed if you did not keep them warm against your body. Alexei was 19 years old, 4 months a soldier. Before that, he worked in his father's blacksmith shop in Kharkiv, Ukraine. Youngest of 5 children. His mother cried when the conscription notice arrived. His sister Katya gave him a photograph of them both. He carried it in his coat pocket now. Behind Alexei, 11 Soviet soldiers followed in single file. Boots crunched through deep snow. The sound carried like gunshots in the frozen air. Each man carried a Mosin Nagant rifle. Most had PU scopes, 3.5 times magnification, standard Soviet issue. They searched for Belaya Smert, White Death. Soviet intelligence said White Death was a team of 6 to 8 Finnish snipers. Ghosts, invisible, impossible to find. Soviet intelligence was wrong, not 6 to 8 snipers, 1 man. His name was Antti Korhonen, 5'3", 150 pounds, 34 years old, a farmer. Before the war, he grew rye and potatoes on rented land near the Russian border. He never wanted to be a soldier, never wanted to kill anyone, but the Soviet Union invaded his country, and Antti Korhonen was very good at killing. 150 meters from where Alexei walked, Antti lay in a snowdrift. 4 hours in this position. White winter camouflage over standard Finnish uniform. His rifle, Mosin Nagant M2830. Finnish modification. Better trigger, better sights, better stock. No telescopic scope, just iron sights. 2 metal posts at the front, a notch at the rear. Simple, reliable, fast. Antti preferred iron sights. Every other Finnish sniper requested scopes. Antti refused them. Scopes fogged in extreme cold, created glare in sunlight, required raising your head higher, added 1.3 seconds to target acquisition time. In combat, 1.3 seconds meant death. Antti could acquire and fire in 1.5 seconds with iron sights. With a scope, 2.8 seconds average. That difference kept him alive 79 days, allowed him to kill 387 Soviet soldiers without being hit once. Now he watched 12 more approach. 160 meters, 150, 140. Antti controlled his breathing. Slow, steady, in through nose, out through barely parted lips. Heartbeat, 62 beats per minute, normal, calm. Killing did not raise Antti Korhonen's heartbeat. He exhaled slowly. Between heartbeats, squeezed the trigger. The Mosin Nagant barked once, muffled by snow and distance. To Soviet soldiers, it sounded like a branch breaking. Alexei Volkov fell forward. The photograph fell from his pocket, landed face up. 2 women smiling, unaware their son just died 3,000 kilometers from home, 98 days before, where everything began. Winter, 1911. Antti Korhonen was 6 years old. Rautajärvi, Finland, a farming village 30 kilometers from the Russian border. Population 380. 1 store, 1 church. No school past 8th grade. No electricity, no running water. So small it did not appear on most maps. Antti's father was a tenant farmer, rented 150 acres from a Helsinki landowner who had never seen the property. Rent was half the harvest. Every year, plant rye and potatoes and hay. Give half to the landowner. Feed 8 children with the rest. Antti was second oldest of those 8. Money was something other people had. The Korhonen family had land and work and each other. Enough, most years. But winters were long. 7 months of snow. Temperatures to -30, -40. Growing season 4 months, maybe 5 in good years. Plant in May, harvest in September. Hope you grew enough to survive until next May. If not, you hunted. Antti's father taught him to shoot at 6 years old. The rifle was longer than Antti was tall. Single shot, 22 caliber, bought used for 3 Finnish marks. Cracked stock, bent sights, but it fired. Winter, 1911. Father took Antti into the forest, snow waist-deep on the boy. They walked an hour. Father stopped, pointed. 200 meters away, an elk, large bull, 300 kilograms, enough meat to feed the family 3 weeks. Father handed Antti the rifle. Too heavy. Antti rested the barrel on a fallen log. Father did not help, did not adjust his grip, did not tell him how to aim, said one thing: if you miss the shot, family eats less that week. Antti aimed, brown shape against white snow, put front sight on the elk's shoulder, held breath, squeezed trigger. The rifle kicked, shoulder exploded in pain, fell backward into snow. When he sat up, the elk was down. Father walked to it, checked. 1 shot, clean kill, heart and lungs. Elk died before hitting ground. Father said nothing. Approval was not words. Approval was family eating that winter. That was how Antti learned to shoot. Not for sport, for survival. If you missed, people you loved went hungry. That lesson stayed 28 years. Between 6 and 20, Antti hunted those forests 4,000 times, knew every tree, every ridge, every clearing, every game trail, where elk bedded during day, where deer drank at dawn, where foxes denned in winter. Could walk that forest in complete darkness and never get lost. By 12, he could shoot a running fox at 400 meters. By 16, remain motionless in -30 cold for 4 hours. By 20, best hunter in Rotajärvi. Others asked how. How he made impossible shots, saw invisible animals, stayed so still so long. Answer was always the same: practice. One word. But practice gave him something Soviet Army could not teach: ability to memorize terrain. Not remember, memorize. Every tree, every rock, every bush. When Antti walked through forest, he created a map in his mind. Precise, perfect, photographic. When something changed, he knew. Tree in different position, he knew. Rock moved, he knew. Snow disturbed wrong, he knew. This skill would kill 140 Soviet soldiers who tried camouflaging artillery in forests Antti memorized. At 20, Antti did not know he would become a soldier. Thought he would farm like his father, rent land, plant rye, live quiet. Then, 1925, he turned 20. Finland had a law. Every male aged 21 served 1 year military. Not regular army, suojeluskunta, civil guard. Volunteer defense organization training civilians for war. Because Finland expected war. Russia controlled Finland over 100 years until 1917. Russian Revolution. Lenin pulled Russia from World War I. In chaos, Finland declared independence. But independence was new. 8 years old when Antti entered service. Threat from Russia constant. Soviet Union wanted Finland back. Everyone knew, not if, when. So every Finnish male trained, learned to shoot, move through forests, fight. Antti entered Civil Guard April 1925. Unit based in Mikkeli, 8 kilometers from family farm. Training emphasized one thing: marksmanship. Finnish military doctrine was simple. Finland had no tanks, no heavy artillery, no air force worth mentioning. What Finland had was forests and men who knew how to shoot in them. Every soldier qualified at 3 ranges. 1, 50 meters, 300, 500. Most struggled at 500. Targets small. Wind unpredictable. Iron sights difficult at that distance. Antti qualified 500 meters, 72% accuracy. Instructors had never seen anything like it. 300 meters, 89%. 150 meters, 97%. Company commander called him in, asked how he shot so well. Practice. Everyone practices. What makes you different? Antti thought, then said something instructors wrote in his service record. I see what is there, not what I expect to see. Instructors did not fully understand, but noted exceptional accuracy and unnatural calm under pressure. Antti completed service November 1926. 20 years old, returned to farming. Thought his time as soldier was over. Wrong. 13 years, most ordinary life in Finland, worked father's farm, planted rye in May, harvested September, hunted winter, attended Lutheran church Sundays, did not drink, did not smoke, did not gamble, quiet, reserved, unremarkable except one thing: he could shoot. Attended shooting competitions, local, then regional, then national. Competed with same Mosin-Nagant M2830 from Civil Guard, his rifle, bought from Finnish government for 200 marks when service ended. Most competitors used scopes, expensive German optics, Zeiss, Hensoldt, 8 power, 10 power, 12 power. Antti used iron sights, won anyway. Between 1926 and 39, won 17 regional championships, 4 national, every single one with iron sights. Competitors asked why he refused scopes. Scopes would improve scores, make him better. Answer never changed. I see better without them. People thought joking, or stubborn, or too poor for scope. They did not understand. Antti learned something hunting elk 14 years. The animal that sees you first survives. Scopes create glare, reflect sunlight, tell prey exactly where you are. Antti did not want prey to see him, wanted to be invisible. This philosophy would keep him alive 98 days combat, allow him to kill 542 Soviet soldiers without detection until the very last day. But in 39, Antti did not know there would be combat. Was just a farmer, winning shooting competitions on weekends. Then, November 30th, 1939 arrived. 8 o'clock morning, Soviet artillery shelled Finnish border town Mainila. Foreign Minister Molotov claimed Finland fired first. A lie, false flag, pretext. Soviet Union wanted Finnish territory. Stalin demanded Finland cede land near Leningrad, strategic land, defensible land. Finland refused. Stalin was not accustomed to being refused. Ordered invasion. Red Army deployed 1 million soldiers, 3,000 tanks, 2,500 aircraft. Largest military operation in Europe since World War I. Finland's military, 300,000 soldiers, 0 tanks, 114 aircraft, most obsolete trainers. Numerical advantage overwhelming. 3 Soviets for every Finn. Infilate tanks versus 0, 22 Soviet aircraft per Finnish aircraft. World expected Finland's surrender 2 weeks. Most analysts predicted 1 week, some said 3 days. Finland did not surrender. Finland fought. Antti received mobilization order November 30th, 1939. Same day invasion began. Courier delivered notice to farm at noon. Report to Civil Guard Unit Mikkeli immediately. Bring rifle and winter gear. Antti packed Mosin-Nagant M2830, 400 rounds ammunition, winter camouflage, wool socks, dried meat, black bread, 2 canteens. Said goodbye to family. Mother cried. Father did not. Father shook his hand. Said one thing: do your duty. Antti arrived Mikkeli 3 afternoon. Old Civil Guard unit assembling. Now designated 6th Company, Infantry Regiment 34. Company Commander, Captain Lars Ahlberg, Career Officer, 42, Veteran Finnish Civil War. Captain Ahlberg briefed company. Deployed to Kolar River sector, 50 kilometers north, Soviets advancing from east. If they cross Kolar, they advance to Viipuri. Viipuri is Finland's 2nd largest city. If Viipuri falls, Finland falls. Mission simple. Stop them. Kill anyone trying to cross. Do not let them advance. Company deployed that night. 160 men. Marched 50 kilometers through snow in darkness. Temperature, -28. Arrived Kolar River dawn December 1st. Terrain, dense forest. Pine, spruce, birch. Kolar River frozen solid. Natural defensive line. Finnish positions dug into West Bank. Trenches, fighting positions. Machine gun nests. Soviets would attack from east. Before first battle, Captain Alberg reviewed personnel files, called Antti into bunker. Korhonen, I have your service record from 26, 500-meter range, 72%, 300 meters, 89, 150 meters, 97. 4 national shooting championships, all iron sights. Looked at Antti's rifle, no scope. Why no scope? Scopes improve accuracy. Soviets use PU scopes, Germans use Zeiss 8, 10, 12 power. You bring iron sights to modern war? Antti met his eyes. Scopes create glare, reflect sunlight. Enemy sees glare, enemy shoots. Alberg studied him. Not stubbornness, calculation. Explain. Hunted 14 years. Animal that sees you first survives. Scopes tell prey where you are. I want to be invisible. Alberg's silent, long moment, then said something unexpected. Korhonen, your record is exceptional. Use whatever tools you want. Just kill the enemy. No mockery, no dismissal. Respect. Yes, sir. December 7th, Soviets attacked. Soviet 155th Rifle Division attacked 6:30 morning. 14,000 Soviets versus 4,000 Finns. Soviets used human wave tactics. Doctrine emphasized overwhelming numbers. Casualties acceptable if objective taken. First wave crossed frozen Kola 6:30. Finnish machine guns open fire. Maxim M1921, 7.62 by 54 mm, 600 rounds per minute. 800 Soviets died first hour. Survivors retreated, regrouped. Second wave, 9 o'clock. 600 more died. Third wave, 11. 500 more. Nightfall, December 7th. 2,400 Soviets dead. Finnish defenders, 68 casualties. Exchange ratio 35-1. Antti participated as standard rifleman. Defensive position on riverbank. Fired 42 rounds 12-hour battle. Estimated 12 hits. Not confirmed. Just estimated seeing Soviets fall after he fired. But Antti noticed something. Something that would change everything. Soviet soldiers moved predictably, followed roads and trails, bunched together, exposed themselves in open areas, did not use cover effectively. Antti spent 14 years hunting elk and deer, knew what happened to animals moving predictably. They died. Soviet soldiers moved like elk on trails, meant they could be hunted like elk. After battle, Antti approached Captain Alberg, made a request, transfer from standard infantry to designated marksman, sniper. Alberg asked why. I can kill more Soviets alone than in squad. What makes you think that? Tracked animals 14 years. Soviet soldiers move like animals, follow trails, bunch together, expose themselves. I can kill them before they know I am there. Captain looked at service record again. Exceptional marksmanship. National champion. Calm under pressure. Approved request. December 9th, 1939, Antti Korhonen became designated marksman. Would operate independently. Select own positions. Engage targets of opportunity. Only restriction, stay within 500 meters, finish defensive lines. Antti accepted, began hunting Soviet soldiers. But first, he would see what hunting men really meant. First, watch 2 friends die. Next morning, December 10th, Toivo Nieminen died in 3 seconds. Toivo, 27, farmer like Antti. 3 children waiting home. Joked night before about wife making best black bread in Finland. Could not wait to get home and eat entire loaf. 7:15 morning, Soviet artillery struck Finnish trenches. 1 shell. Random. Unlucky. Shell landed 2 meters from Toivo. Explosion instantaneous. One moment, Toivo there. Next moment, not. Antti saw it. Saw flash. Saw smoke clear. Saw what remained. No body to send home. No funeral. Just name on list. Toivo Nieminen. Killed in action. 3 children who would never see father again. Antti did not have time to process. No time to grieve. War does not stop for grief. That day, 2 afternoon, Eero Lahti was shot. Eero, 22. Teacher before war. Married 6 months. Wife pregnant. Carried her letter in coat pocket. Written 2 weeks ago. Read it every night before sleep. Eero operating as forward scout. Observing Soviet positions from concealed location 300 meters behind enemy lines, Soviet counter-sniper saw him, had PU scope, 3.5 times magnification, fired from 350 meters, bullet entered Eero's left lung, did not die immediately, died in 43 minutes. Antti reached him 4 minutes after shot, found him in shallow depression, trying to breathe, failing. The sound was worst part. Wet, rattling, horrifying, sound of man drowning from inside. Blood bubbled from Eero's mouth, from nose, from chest wound. Antti pressed bandages to wound, called for medic, pressed harder, blood soaked through, warm, thick, endless. "Medic! I need medic here!" No response. Medic 300 meters away, treating 5 other wounded. Eero's eyes open, conscious, aware, terrified, tried to speak, could not. Blood-filled mouth, coughed, more blood. Tried to breathe, wet rattling got worse. Antti held him, kept pressure on wound, kept calling for help that would not come in time. "You will be okay, Eero. Medic is coming, you will be okay." A lie, both knew. 43 minutes. Eero died in Antti's arms, drowned in own blood on white snow of Finland, 300 kilometers from home, 6 months married, a child he would never meet. Letter from wife still in coat pocket, blood-stained, unreadable. She would receive different letter. 3 weeks later, 3 words, killed in action. Antti did not cry, could not, too shocked, too numb, just thought one thing. Soviet sniper saw Eero. From where? How? That night, Antti returned to position where Eero was shot, examined it, snow disturbed, Eero well hidden, good camouflage, good position. How had Soviet sniper seen him? Antti looked around, saw sun angle, saw how light came through trees. Then understood. Eero using borrowed rifle with scope. Zeiss 4-power scope from captured German rifle World War I. Scope glass reflected sunlight. Glare. Soviet sniper had not seen Eero, saw glare from Eero's scope, fired at glare, hit Eero. Antti looked at own rifle, iron sights, no glass, no glare, made decision, would never use scope, not ever, no matter what anyone ordered, no matter what doctrine said, because Eero died following doctrine, and Antti would not. Tomorrow, go into forest, find Soviet soldiers, kill them before they could kill Finns, do it his way, the invisible way, the way a farmer who learned to hunt elk had learned. See them before they see you, be patient, be silent, be the ghost they never see coming. Night after Eero died, Antti could not sleep. Sat in bunker 2 morning, temperature outside -38. Inside, small wood stove kept space barely above freezing. 6 other soldiers slept on wooden bunks. Breath formed vapor clouds hanging in still air. Antti stared at rifle. Mosin Nagant M2830, serial 60974. Wood stock, worn smooth from 14 years handling. Iron sights, no scope. Thought about Eero, about wet rattling sound, about 43 minutes drowning in blood, about wife who would receive letter saying, killed in action, and nothing more. Eero died because Soviet sniper saw glare from scope. Simple truth. Technology killed him. Things supposed to help him survive revealed his position and got him killed. Antti stood, walked outside into frozen darkness. Sky clear. Stars so bright seemed close enough to touch. No moon, just starlight on endless snow. He exhaled. Breath formed vapor cloud, large, visible. White plume hung in air 3 seconds before dissipating. Walked 20 meters from bunker. Exhaled again. Another vapor cloud. Could see it clearly even in starlight. A beacon, an announcement. Here I am. Here I breathe. Soviet counter-sniper 500 meters away would see that vapor cloud, would know exactly where Finnish soldier stood, would fire, would kill. Antti understood something in that moment. Scopes were not only problem, breath vapor was problem, movement was problem, muzzle flash was problem, snow disturbance was problem. Everything making you visible was problem. In war, visibility meant death. Learned this hunting elk. Deer surviving winter were not strongest or fastest, were invisible ones blending into forest, leaving no tracks, standing motionless for hours while hunters walked past. Auntie had been that hunter, searching, never finding clever deer until they chose to move. Now needed to be the deer, the invisible one, the one Soviet hunters would search for and never find until too late. But how become invisible when breath betrays you, when scopes glare in sunlight, when muzzle flash announces position, when disturbed snow shows exactly where you are? Auntie thought about this 2 hours that night, standing in frozen darkness, breathing vapor clouds, watching them dissipate, thinking. Then he had idea. Simple idea. So simple seemed stupid. But sometimes simple ideas save your life. Bent down, scooped handful of snow, put it in mouth. Cold was shocking. Instant pain in teeth. Tongue went numb, but held snow there. Let it melt slowly, kept mouth closed, breathed in through nose, out through barely parted lips, exhaled. No vapor cloud. Snow in mouth kept breath cold. Cold breath created no visible vapor, no beacon, no announcement. Stood there 10 minutes. Snow melting in mouth, breathing, checking, no vapor, none. It worked. Walked back to bunker. Jaw ached from cold, tongue numb, but smiling for first time since Eero died. Found one piece of puzzle. Tomorrow would find the rest. December 10th, 1939. 5 o'clock morning. Auntie left Finnish lines in complete darkness. Temperature -35, no wind, perfect silence. Carried rifle, 40 rounds ammunition. 2 handfuls snow in cloth bag. Nothing else. Moved slowly, carefully. Each step placed deliberately. Heel first. Roll forward to toe. No crunching. No sudden movements. Way he learned tracking elk. Be quiet or scare everything away. Moved 250 meters toward Soviet positions. Not too close. Close enough Soviet patrols would pass within rifle range. Far enough he could withdraw if needed. Found position. Natural depression behind fallen birch. Good cover. Good concealment. Good field of fire toward Soviet line. Now came preparation. Part that would keep him alive or get him killed. First, clear snow in front of rifle muzzle. When rifle fires, expanding gases from burning gunpowder exit barrel at supersonic speed. Disturb anything in path. If snow there, kicks up. Creates visible cloud. Puff of white showing exactly where shot came from. Soviet counter-snipers watched for muzzle flash, but in winter, daylight, also watched for snow disturbance. Easier to see than flash. White puff against white background, yes, but movement drew eye. Human brain noticed change, noticed disturbance. Auntie used hands to clear snow in cone-shaped area in front of muzzle. 18 inches wide, 24 deep, cleared to frozen earth beneath. Moved snow carefully to sides. Smoothed it, made it look natural. Now, when he fired, muzzle blast would dissipate into empty air. No snow to disturb, no visible puff. Second, create shooting position, minimizing silhouette. Did not lie flat. Lying flat meant more body surface exposed. Instead, dug shallow trench, 8 inches deep, just enough to lower body profile. Piled excavated snow around edges, natural looking, like wind drift. Positioned prone in trench, only head and rifle barrel extended above snow line. From distance, looked like small hump in snow, a drift, natural formation, not a man. Third, pack snow around body. Used handfuls loose snow to fill gaps between body and trench walls. Packed tight. Served 2 purposes. Insulated from frozen ground beneath, further blended silhouette into landscape. After 20 minutes, invisible. Soviet soldier could walk within 10 meters and not see him. Fourth, snow in mouth. Took small handful from bag. Put in mouth. Let rest on tongue. Cold, painful. Teeth ached. But breath, when exhaled, created no vapor cloud. invisible even when breathing. Fifth, establish escape route before firing single shot. Memorize terrain behind. Small ridge 20 meters west. Cluster birch 40 meters southwest. Depression 60 meters south. Planned 3 routes. If needed to withdraw after firing, would not think, would not hesitate, would move automatically. Everything ready. Now waited. Sun rose 7:12. Grey light. Overcast sky. Temperature -38. 7:23. Soviet patrol appeared. 12 soldiers. Moving single file along trail 250 from Anti's position. Moved carelessly. Bunched too close.
Talking. Sound carried in frozen air. Anti could hear Russian voices. Could not make out words, but tone relaxed, casual. Did not expect contact. Thought they were safe. Lead soldier was Soviet officer. Anti could tell by uniform, by how he moved, confident, in command. Officer stopped patrol, gathered them in cluster, pointed toward Finnish lines, giving orders, organizing something. Anti settled into shooting position, cheek against rifle stock, eye aligned with iron sights, front post centered in rear notch, both aligned on officer's chest. Range, 250 meters. Bullet, 7.62 by 54 mm R. Muzzle velocity, 2,700 feet per second. At 250 meters, velocity dropped to 2,100. Energy at impact, 1,850 foot-pounds. More than enough to kill. Ballistic calculation, bullet drop this range 7 inches. No wind, so no drift. Aim 7 inches high to compensate for drop. Anti-adjusted aim. Put front sight 7 inches above officer's chest. Held it there. Controlled breathing. Slow. Steady. Snow in mouth kept breath invisible. Heartbeat 62 beats per minute. Same as always. Calm. Squeezed trigger between heartbeats. Mosin Nagant fired. Recoil punched shoulder. Sound sharp. Loud. But muffled by distance and snow. To Soviet soldiers, sounded like branch breaking somewhere in forest. Not close. Not threatening. 250 meters away, Soviet officer staggered. Looked down at chest. At spreading red stain. Looked up with expression of confusion. Then fell. Patrol reacted, not with discipline, with panic. Soldiers scattered, took cover behind trees, shouted to each other in Russian. Confusion, fear, questions. Where did shot come from? Did anyone see shooter? Where is he? No answers, because Anti left nothing to see. No scope glare, no breath vapor, no snow disturbance, no muzzle flash visible at this distance. Invisible. Patrol pinned, too afraid to move, too confused to know which direction to retreat. Huddled behind trees, scanning forest, seeing nothing. 7:27. One Soviet soldier broke from cover, ran to fallen officer, trying to help, trying to see if he was alive. Anti watched through iron sights, waited. Let soldier reach officer, let him kneel, let him become stationary, then fired again. Soldier fell across officer's body. Now patrol understood. Not random fire, a sniper, somewhere, invisible, hunting them. Remaining 10 soldiers ran, east, away from Finnish lines, away from invisible threat that killed 2 men in 4 minutes. Anti did not pursue, did not fire again, remained in position, motionless, silent, invisible. Hour passed, no more targets appeared. 8:30 he withdrew, moved slowly, carefully, retraced path back to Finnish lines. Arrived 9:15. Reported to Captain Alberg. 2 confirmed kills, officer and soldier, range 250 meters, no enemy contact, no injuries. Alberg looked at him.
How did you get that close without being detected? I was not close, sir. 250 meters away. They never saw me. Why not? Anti hesitated, then explained. Cleared snow, silhouette minimization, snow in mouth to hide breath vapor. Escape routes planned in advance. Alberg listened without interrupting.
When Antti finished, Captain quiet long moment. Did they return fire? No, sir. They did not know where I was. Did they even see you after you fired? No, sir. Alberg nodded slowly. Continue your operations, Korhonen. You have found something that works. Use it. December 10th through 22nd, 12 days. Antti went out every morning, left before dawn, returned before dark, operated alone, selected own positions, engaged targets of opportunity, killed Soviet soldiers. December 10th, 4 confirmed kills. 11th, 6, 12th, 5, 13th, 3. Rain and fog made visibility poor. 14th, 7, 15th, 5. Pattern continued. Some days more, some fewer, depending on weather, depending on Soviet patrol activity, depending on opportunity. Antti developed routine, system, method that worked. Leave Finnish lines 4 morning. Move 200 to 400 meters towards Soviet positions. Find concealment. Prepare position exactly same way every time. Clear snow from muzzle area. Minimize silhouette. Pack snow around body. Snow in mouth. Establish escape routes. Wait. Soviet patrols moved through forest every day, searching for Finnish positions, searching for weaknesses, searching for places to cross river. Antti engaged at ranges between 150 and 400 meters. Preferred range, 250. At that distance, bullet drop predictable, wind drift minimal, accuracy high, aimed center mass, chest, largest target area, highest probability of hit, fired once per position, violated standard sniper doctrine. Standard doctrine said fire up to 3 shots before relocating. 3 shots allowed engaging multiple targets without wasting time moving. But Antti learned hunting elk that 3 shots allowed prey to locate you. 1 shot could come from anywhere. Prey did not know which direction to run, but 3 shots allowed triangulation. Prey could identify your position, could run away or charge toward you. Soviet soldiers, same. 1 shot, they scattered, did not know where it came from. Confusion, panic. 3 shots, they could triangulate. Return fire, call artillery. So Antti fired once, then relocated immediately, moved 50 to 80 meters, established new position, waited. Sometimes Soviet soldiers returned fire at previous position. Machine guns, mortars, even artillery once. Destroyed empty snowdrifts, shattered trees where no one was hiding, Antti already gone. This discipline kept him alive. December 22. Antti had 87 confirmed kills. Captain Alberg verified each one. Verification required witness or direct observation of body. Antti operated alone, so witnesses rare. But Finnish scouts regularly reclaimed territory after Soviet attacks. Found bodies. Single gunshot wounds. Center mass. Headshots. Kills were real. Soviets began to notice. Soviet soldiers found their dead. 1 bullet each. Precise. Professional. Terrifying. No sounds of battle. No muzzle flashes seen. Just dead men. Soviet officers interrogated survivors. What happened? Did you see shooter? Where did shots come from? Survivors all said same thing. We heard 1 shot. One of our men fell. We took cover. Sometimes another shot. Another man fell. We never saw shooter. Never saw muzzle flash. Never saw movement. Like being killed by ghost. Name spread through Soviet 155th Rifle Division. Belaya Smirt. White Death. Soldiers whispered it in trenches. Officers mentioned it in reports. Everyone in Kolar sector knew White Death operated there. If you went into that forest, you might not come back. Soviet morale dropped. Volunteers for patrols declined. Officers had to order men forward. Some refused. Refusal meant execution by firing squad. But death from White Death seemed certain. Death from execution only possible. Some men chose execution. Fear was real. 1 Finnish sniper with rifle created terror in army of 1 million. Soviet intelligence estimated White Death was team of 6 to 8 snipers. How else could one position kill so many? Incomprehensible that one person could achieve this kill rate. They were wrong. One farmer, 5'3", 150 pounds, 34 years old, who learned to shoot elk at age 6, who memorized every tree in 20-kilometer radius, who could remain motionless in -40 cold for 6 hours, who refused scopes because scopes created glare. One man who spent 14 years learning that predator who survives is not biggest or strongest, is the one prey never sees. December 22nd. Soviet 155th Rifle Division Headquarters held meeting. Comrade Colonel, we must address sniper problem in Sector 7. Colonel looked at casualty reports. 87 men in 2 weeks, all from sniper fire, all same sector. How many snipers? Intelligence estimates 6 to 8, Comrade Colonel. Then deploy counter-sniper teams, 12 specialists, issue them PU scopes, find these Finnish snipers, kill them all. Soviets sending specialists, trained counter-snipers, men with scoped rifles and years' experience, men who killed snipers before, men who knew how to hunt hunters. One of those men was Viktor Orlov, 32 years old, wife Ekaterina, 2 daughters, Anna and Maria, 8 and 5. Viktor carried their photograph in coat pocket. 3 faces smiling at camera in Moscow, taken last summer, before war. Viktor was career soldier, 43 confirmed kills in 2 years combat. Border conflicts with Japan in 38 and 39. Good, disciplined, patient. Arrived Kolar, February 17, 1940. That night, wrote in diary, arrived Kolar sector today. Orders, eliminate enemy sniper called White Death. Intelligence says 6 to 8 Finnish snipers operating as team. My assessment, wrong. This is one man. I have hunted snipers before. Teams leave patterns, overlapping fields of fire, coordinated movements, different shooting styles. I see none of that here. I see one shooting style, one method, one mind. Tomorrow I will find him. February 18, 1940. Dawn. Sergeant Viktor Orlov and spotter Corporal Nikolai Karpov established counter-sniper position 5:30 morning. 400 meters from Finnish lines. Temperature -41. Viktor studied terrain through binoculars. Dense forest, birch and pine. Snow 3 feet deep. Hundreds potential sniper positions. White Death operates between those 2 ridges, Viktor said. 300-meter sector. We watch. We wait. Eventually he fires. We see muzzle flash. We return fire. Karpov asked, "What if there is no flash?" Viktor said, "There is always flash." But there was not. 7:15. Soviet patrol of 8 men moved through sector. Standard sweep pattern, searching for Finnish positions. 7:18. Lead soldier fell. Single shot. No sound louder than branch breaking. Viktor scanned through PU scope. No flash, no vapor, nothing. 7:19. Second soldier fell. Viktor saw it this time. Small disturbance in snow. 280 meters away. Barely visible. Just tiny shift. Aimed. Fired 3 rounds. Rapid succession. Rifle barked 3 times. Sound echoed through forest. Snow erupted where he aimed. Direct hits on position. "Did you get him?" Karpov asked. "I do not know. We check after patrol withdraws." 7:25. Finnish scouts check position. Found disturbed snow. 3 Soviet bullets embedded deep. No blood, no body. Whoever had been there was gone. Anti-fired twice, then relocated 60 meters south before Viktor's rounds arrived. Heard bullets impact previous position. Heard sharp crack of high-velocity rounds hitting frozen snow. Close, very close. This Soviet sniper was good, better than others. Had seen Anti's position. Fired within 3 seconds of Anti relocating. 3 seconds. That was margin. 3 seconds between being hit and being safe. Anti would need to be faster. That evening, Viktor wrote in diary, "I saw where he was. Fired 3 seconds after he moved. He was already gone. This is not normal sniper. This man thinks faster than I can shoot. Tomorrow, I will anticipate his movement. I will fire before he relocates." But tomorrow, Viktor would fail again, and day after that. because Antti was not fighting the way Victor expected. Antti fighting way farmer hunts elk. With patience, with invisibility, with absolute refusal to be seen. February 17th through 23rd, 1940. 7 days. Deadliest 7 days of winter war. Antti killed 200 Soviet soldiers, 28.6 per day average. February 17th, 18 kills. 18th, 23. 19th, 28. 20th, 31. February 21st, coldest day of winter, -45. Kind of cold that killed unprotected men in minutes. Antti killed 63 Soviet soldiers in 12 hours. Extended engagement range, 350 to 450 meters. Longer range meant Soviet return fire less accurate, but required exceptional marksmanship. At 400 meters, bullet drop 22 inches. Wind drift at 12 miles per hour, 9 inches. Antti compensated automatically. 14 years hunting made calculations instinctive. 78 rounds fired. 63 confirmed kills. 81% accuracy. 8 o'clock that night, Antti returned to Finnish lines. Hands bleeding, cracked from extreme cold, lips swollen and split. Could not eat solid food. Could not drink cold water. Hurt too much. Lost 8 pounds in 7 days. Slept total of 12 hours. 1.7 hours per day average. Captain Olberg ordered him to rest, told him he did not have to go out tomorrow. Antti shook head. I will go out. February 23rd. Victor Orlov led 16-man patrol into Sector 6:30 morning. Had orders. Find White Death. Kill White Death. End this. 6:45, Victor saw it. Small depression in snow. 340 meters northeast, unnatural shape. Raised binoculars. Too late. Antti fired. Bullet entered Victor's chest, center mass, destroyed heart, severed descending aorta. Victor Orlov fell. Photograph of Anna and Maria fell from pocket, landed in snow beside hand. 2 little girls smiling. Unaware father just died 3,000 kilometers from home. Patrol return fire. 200 rounds in 30 seconds, but Antti already relocated. From new position, 80 meters west, killed 4 more soldiers. Patrol retreated, carrying Victor's body. That day, Antti killed 20 Soviet soldiers total. February 17th through 23rd, 7 days, 200 Soviet soldiers killed. Average 28.6 kills per day. Soviet 155th Rifle Division report, February 24th. Sector 7 casualties, February 17th through 23rd. Killed in action, 200. Wounded in action, 73. Missing in action, 12. Morale critically low. Assessment, soldiers refusing patrol assignments. Execution threats required to maintain discipline. Enemy sniper, designated White Death, has broken divisional combat effectiveness. Recommend sector abandonment. 200 Soviet families received letters. Killed in action. 3 words. No details. No explanation. They never knew one Finnish farmer killed their sons. Antti's total confirmed kills? 387. 11 more days until bullet would find him. March 6th, 1940. Day 98 of war. Antti Korhonen was in position 290 meters from Soviet lines. Temperature, -38. 92 minutes in this position. 12 kills today already. 13 rounds fired. 12 hits. 11 days of artillery bombardment transformed the forest. Trees shattered to stumps. Snow blackened with dirt and ash. Landscape looked like moon surface. Barren. Dead. Destroyed. But Antti still operational. Between February 24th and March 5th, he killed 143 Soviet soldiers. 11 days. 13 kills per day average. Slower than previous week's 28 per day. But artillery destroyed his hunting grounds, forced him to adapt. Dug fighting positions in shell craters. Operated only at dawn and dusk, when light poor. When Soviet observers could not see as well. When destroyed landscape provided just enough shadow to hide in. Total confirmed kills through yesterday, 530. Today would bring 12 more before Soviet bullet found him. Adapted methods. Reduced exposure time to 90 minutes maximum. Moved position every 2 hours. Snow-in-mouth technique still worked. Iron sights still worked, just slower, more cautious, more dangerous. 6:32 morning. Soviet hunter patrol appeared. 6 soldiers. Trained anti-sniper unit. Moved carefully. Rifles ready. Eyes scanning. Searching for any sign of white death. Distance, 320 meters. Extreme range for iron sights. Anti-calculated. Wind, 12 miles per hour from northwest. Bullet drop at this range, 22 inches. Wind drift, 9 inches. Aimed high and right. Compensated for wind and drop. Controlled breathing. Snow in mouth, no vapor. Heartbeat, 62 beats per minute. Calm, same as always. Exhaled slowly. Between heartbeats, squeezed trigger. Mosin Nagant barked. 20 meters away, lead soldier fell. Remaining 5 soldiers returned fire immediately. Not wild fire, disciplined fire, professional fire. They had seen something. Muzzle flash, snow disturbance, something. 40 rounds impacted near Anti's position in 15 seconds. Very accurate. Too accurate. Several rounds hit within inches of head. Threw frozen dirt into face. Could not relocate. Fire too heavy, too precise. Pinned down. 6:33. Soviet bullet struck Anti's face. Bullet entered left cheek. Traveled through jaw. Shattered 6 teeth. Exited through right cheek. Explosive hydrostatic shock from bullet's energy tore tissue throughout lower face. Jaw destroyed. Tongue partially severed. Blood-filled mouth and throat. Choking. Drowning in own blood. Dying. But Anti's brain registered one priority. One single thought that overrode pain and shock and knowledge that he was dying. Survive. Needed extraction. 290 meters to finish lines. Needed to move. Now. 6:34, Anti began crawling. Left his rifle. First time in 98 days. Mosin Nagant M2830. Serial 60974. 505 confirmed kills. Left it in snow where he fell. Crawled. Blood poured from face. Created visible trail in white snow. Bright red. Impossible to miss. Line showing exactly where he was going. Where he had been. Where he would be. Soviet patrol saw blood trail. Advanced. Wanted confirmation. Wanted to verify they killed White Death. Wanted to see face of ghost who killed so many of their comrades. Anti crawled 50 meters in 2 minutes. Pain beyond description. Every movement sent shards agony through shattered jaw. Blood everywhere. In eyes. In nose. Choking him. Could not breathe through mouth. Could only breathe through nose. Short, gasping breaths. Not enough air. Vision blurring. Consciousness fading. Soviet patrol 200 meters behind. Closing. 6:37. Finnish machine gunners on defensive lines saw Anti. Saw blood trail. Saw Soviets pursuing. Opened fire. 2 Maxim M1921 machine guns. 600 rounds per minute each. Sustained fire. Sound deafening. Continuous roar shaking frozen air. Soviet patrol took cover. Could not advance. Machine gun fire too heavy. Too accurate. Finnish soldiers ran forward. Reached Anti, 6:39. 4 men. Grabbed him under arms. Dragged backward toward Finnish lines. Body left wider blood trail now. Dark red on white snow. Soviets withdrew. Could not reach him. Could not confirm kill. Anti alive. Barely. Regimental aid station 7:15. Medics assessed injuries. Critical condition. Massive facial trauma. Severe blood loss. Airway compromised. Blood and tissue filled throat. Could not breathe properly. Could not intubate. Jaw too damaged. Anatomy wrong. Destroyed. Medical corpsman Henrik Virtanen made decision. Trained for this. Never done it in combat. Had to do now or watch Anti die. Performed field cricothyrotomy. Made incision in Anti's throat below larynx. Cut through skin. Through muscle. Through cricothyroid membrane. Inserted tube. Hollow metal. Standard issue. Designed exactly for this situation. Air flowed. Anti could breathe. Barely. but breathing, stabilized him, packed facial wounds with gauze, stopped bleeding through compression, started IV, saline. No blood for transfusion, just saline to replace volume. Evacuated to field hospital 15 kilometers behind lines. Loaded into truck, roads frozen, rutted. Every bump sent pain through destroyed face. Did not cry out. Could not. Had no voice. Just endured. Arrived field hospital 9:30. Surgeons assessed injuries. Left mandible destroyed. Right mandible fractured. 6 teeth gone. Tongue severely lacerated. Soft tissue damage extensive. Blood vessels severed, but had clotted. Clotting saved his life. Bullet missed carotid artery by 8 millimeters. 8 millimeters. Width of pencil. Difference between death in 90 seconds and survival. Surgeons operated 6 hours. Debrided destroyed tissue. Removed bone fragments. Set fractures as best they could. Sutured lacerations. Could not reconstruct jaw immediately. Would require multiple surgeries over years. Specialized equipment they did not have in field hospital during war. Focused on saving his life. Operation succeeded. Antti survived. March 13th, 1940. 1 week after Antti shot, Finland and Soviet Union signed Moscow Peace Treaty. Winter War ended. Finland ceded 11% territory. Soviets gained Karelian Isthmus. Gained Rautajärvi, Antti's home region. Farm where he was born. Forests where he learned to hunt. All Soviet territory now. Antti's family farm lost. Childhood home lost. Land where he learned to shoot elk at age 6 lost. But Finland survived as independent nation. Cost was high, 70,000 Finnish casualties, 25,900 dead. Soviet casualties, 321,000, 126,875 dead. Exchange ratio, 5-1. Finland lost territory but inflicted catastrophic casualties on invader. Antti personally accounted for 542 Soviet casualties, 505 confirmed sniper kills with his rifle, 98 days of hunting, 5.5 kills per day average across entire war, some days 3, some days 63, but average held, 37 more kills with Suomi KP-31 submachine gun. These came final 11 days, when Soviet forces pushed closer, when artillery made sniping impossible, when Antti fought in trenches like everyone else. Close combat, brutal, no time for precision, just survival. But world remembered him for rifle, for invisible kills. For 505 times he fired once, from position no one could find, and disappeared before anyone knew he was there. 505 Soviet soldiers who never saw man who killed them. 542 confirmed kills in 98 days combat. Deadliest sniper in history. Record never broken. Record likely will never be broken. 542 Soviet families received letters between March and April 1940. Letters identical. Form letters. 3 words. Killed in action. No details. No explanation. No name of 5'3" Finnish farmer who shot their sons and husbands and fathers from distances they would never see. Alexei Volkov's mother in Kharkiv received letter, March 1940. 62 years old. Lived in small house with Alexei's sister, Katya. Letter said, killed in action. 3 words, no details. Kept letter in wooden box with Alexei's last letter home. Letter where he said, "Do not worry, Mama, I have warm coat. I will come home when war is over." Never came home. Viktor Orlov's widow, Ekaterina, in Moscow, received notification the husband's body being returned. Received personal effects. Uniform, rifle, diary, and photograph of her and daughters. Blood-stained. Blood dried brown on faces of Anna and Maria. Kept photograph anyway. Put in frame, placed on mantle. Daughters asked why there was brown on their faces in picture, told them it was dirt, did not tell them it was father's blood. 540 other families scattered across Ukraine and Belarus and Russia received same three-word letter: killed in action. Mothers who would never know how sons died, wives who would never know where husbands fell, children who would never know fathers. Letters did not say, killed by one Finnish farmer named Antti Korhonen, who learned to shoot elk when he was 6 so family would not starve. Letters did not say, killed from 300 meters by man you never saw, who used iron sights instead of scope. Letters did not say, killed by ghost, who put snow in mouth to hide breath. Just said, killed in action. 3 words for 542 griefs. Antti remained in hospital until July 1940. Jaw partially healed. Surgeons performed 3 additional operations: bone grafts from hip, reconstruction of left cheek, realignment of jaw. Reconstruction partially successful. Face permanently disfigured. Left cheek collapsed. Jaw misaligned. Extensive scarring. Could speak but with difficulty. Words came out slurred, thick, hard to understand. Could eat but slowly. Had to chew on one side. Soft foods only for months. Would never look the same. But alive. July 17, 1940. Antti discharged from hospital. Promoted to second lieutenant. Field promotion. Recognition for service. Received Cross of Kolar, Finland's highest military decoration for Winter War service. Medal ceremony occurred August 1940. Finnish Commander-in-Chief Carl Gustaf Mannerheim personally presented medal. Mannerheim, 73, career soldier, fought Russo-Japanese War, World War I, Finnish Civil War, understood what Antti did, what it cost. Mannerheim pinned medal to Antti's uniform, shook hand, asked one question. Miten sinusta tuli niin hyvä ampuja? How did you become such good shot? Antti replied one word, voice thick, slurred, but word clear enough. Harjoitus, practice. Mannerheim smiled, nodded, understood. 28 years condensed into 2 syllables, 4,000 hunts, 14 years learning to be invisible, all explained in one word, practice. Antti could not return to farm. Rautajärvi was Soviet territory. Family evacuated. Relocated to Ruokolahti, 80 kilometers west. Finnish government compensated families who lost land, provided new farms. Antti received 50 acres, built small house, resumed farming, resumed hunting, lived quietly, did not discuss war. When asked about kills, said, tein mitä oli tarpeellista, ei enempää. I did what was necessary, nothing more. 1941. Finland entered continuation war against Soviet Union. Antti wanted to serve. Army refused. Injuries too severe. Could not serve in combat. Assigned to training duties. Taught marksmanship to new snipers. Taught camouflage, fieldcraft, patience. Students asked about techniques. He demonstrated. Iron sights, consistent position, breath control, calm mind, simplicity over complexity. Methods worked. Finnish snipers in continuation war averaged 2.3 kills per day, higher than any other nation's snipers. Antti's training contributed. After continuation war ended 1944, Antti returned to farming, lived in Ruokolahti until death, never married, lived alone, hunted occasionally, attended veteran gatherings, was recognized, respected, but remained humble, refused interviews. When journalists asked about war, said, se oli velvollisuuteni, täytin sen, siinä kaikki. It was my duty, I fulfilled it, that is all. 1987. Alexei Volkov's mother was 89. Soviet journalist interviewed her for story about Winter War, 47 years since Alexei died. Journalist asked, did you ever learn how your son died? No. Letter said killed in action. I asked Army. They said he died honorably for Soviet Union. No other details. For 47 years I wondered. Was he brave? Did he suffer? Did he have time to think of me before he died? Journalist researched, found records, knew more than Army told her. Your son was killed by Finnish sniper. Single bullet. Death was instant. He did not suffer. Quiet long time. then asked, "Was Sniper ever caught?" "Yes. He was shot in face but survived. Lived to age 96. Died 2002. Quiet again. Journalist waited. Expected anger, expected hatred. Instead, said something unexpected. "Minä en vihaa tätä suomalaista miestä. I do not hate this Finnish man. Hän oli sotilas kuten Aleksi. Sota tappoi poikani, ei se mies, joka painoi liipaisinta. Stalin aloitti sodan. Sotilaat kuolivat. Niin sota toimii. He was soldier like Aleksi. War killed my son, not man who pulled trigger. Stalin started war. Soldiers died. That is how war works. Do you forgive him?" "Anteeksi ei ole mitään. Hän teki velvollisuutensa. Aleksi teki velvollisuutensa. Molemmat olivat viljelijöitä, jotka oppivat ampumaan. Molemmat lähetettiin tappamaan toisensa. Toinen eli, toinen kuoli. Se on sota. There is nothing to forgive. He did his duty. Aleksi did his duty. Both were farmers who learned to shoot. Both were sent to kill each other. One lived, one died. That is war." Aleksi's mother died 1990. Never learned Finnish farmer's name was Antti Korhonen. Never learned. Aleksi was kill number 3, 90 out of 542. Only knew son died in forest in Finland, shot by someone she would never meet, someone who probably never knew Aleksi's name either. 2002. Viktor Orlov's widow, Ekaterina, was 84, lived in Moscow, daughters grown, had children of their own, Ekaterina's grandchildren. Read Antti Korhonen's obituary in newspaper. Obituary said, "Deadliest sniper in history. 542 kills. Winter war. Kola sector. Calculated dates. Victor died February 23rd, 1940. Kola sector. Same place. Same time. Realized, this Finnish farmer killed my husband." Journalist contacted her, asked how she felt. "En tunne mitään. Victor kuoli 62 vuotta sitten. Surrein. Jatkoin elämää. Kasvatin tyttäremme. Heillä on nyt lapsia. Elämä jatkui. I feel nothing. Victor died 62 years ago. I grieved. I moved on. I raised our daughters. They have children now. Life continued." "But do you hate Antti Korhonen?" "Ei, vihaan Stalinia. Stalin aloitti sodan. Stalin lähetti Viktorin kuolemaan Suomeen. Korhonen puolusti maataan. Jos tilanne olisi ollut päinvastainen, Viktor olisi tehnyt saman. Tappanut hyökkääjiä. Suojellut Suomea. Se on mitä sotilaat tekevät." "No, I hate Stalin. Stalin started war. Stalin sent Viktor to die in Finland. Korhonen defended his country. If positions reversed, Viktor would have done same thing, killed invaders, protected Finland. That is what soldiers do." April 1st, 2002. Antti Korhonen died peacefully in Veterans Nursing Home in Hamina, Finland, 96 years old. Lived 62 years after being shot in face. 62 years after Winter War ended. Outlived Soviet Union. Soviet Union collapsed 1991. Finland remained independent. Antti contributed to that independence. Funeral attended by 300 people. Veterans, politicians, journalists. President of Finland sent condolences. Antti buried in Ruokolahti. Simple grave, no elaborate memorial, just headstone with name, birth date, death date, and one word. Sotilas. Soldier. Not hero, not white death, not deadliest sniper in history, just soldier. Rifle survived. Antti's Mosin Nagant M2830, recovered by Finnish soldiers March 6, 1940. Found it in snow where Antti left when shot. Blood on stock. Antti's blood. Returned to Finnish Army inventory. Serial 60974. One rifle among thousands. But this rifle killed 505 Soviet soldiers. From 1945 to 88, rifle served at Finnish Army Sniper School. Training rifle. Thousands students learned marksmanship with Antti Korhonen's rifle. Held same stock Antti held. Looked through same iron sights. Fired same weapon that killed 505 men. 1988, Finnish army recognized rifles' historical significance, retired from active service, donated to Finnish Military Museum in Helsinki. Rifle displayed there today, exhibit case in Winter War section, climate-controlled, professionally lit, label reads Antti Korhonen's Mosin Nagant M2830, used to achieve 505 confirmed sniper kills. Winter War, 1939-40. Deadliest sniper rifle in history. Rifle itself unremarkable. Standard wood stock, blued steel barrel, iron sights, no scope, no modifications, no special features, just standard rifle. But in hands of farmer who learned to shoot elk at age 6 so family would not starve, it became deadliest weapon one man ever carried. Visitors to museum stand before exhibit case. Look at rifle, try to understand. How did this ordinary rifle kill 505 men? Answer is on label, but most visitors do not see it. Not the rifle, the man who held it. Sniper schools worldwide study Antti Korhonen today. United States Army Sniper School at Fort Benning, Georgia. British Royal Marines Sniper Training Course. Russian sniper schools, despite him killing 542 Soviet soldiers. Israeli Defense Forces counter-sniper training. Teach his techniques, patience over technology, simplicity over complexity. One shot, relocate immediately. Minimize signature. Know your terrain. Lessons Antti proved in 1940 remain valid today. Antti's record never broken. 542 confirmed kills in 98 days. 5.5 per day average. No other sniper matched this rate. None. And likely none ever will. 542 Soviet soldiers killed by one man. 542 families who received letters. Killed in action. No details. No explanation. Never knew one Finnish farmer killed their sons. Never knew invisible man with iron sights decided who lived and died. Never knew loved ones walked into forests and never walked out. War does not explain these things to families. War just sends letters. 3 words. 542 griefs. All because Stalin chose war and soldiers paid price. Gravestone in Ruokalahti says, Sotilas, soldier. One word for man who spoke few words, but whose actions spoke volumes. 542 Soviet soldiers dead. Finland independent. One farmer who did his duty, buried as he lived, quietly, humbly, without celebration. Way farmer who learned to shoot would want. Antti Korhonen never wanted glory, never wanted recognition, wanted friends to live, wanted country to survive, achieved both. When he died at 96, died knowing he had done what was necessary, nothing more, nothing less. Now you know his story. Share it, remember it. Do not let men like Antti Korhonen be forgotten, because they did not fight for fame. They fought for person next to them, for families, for country, and that is only kind of hero worth remembering.